honor your parents and to obey your parents. Which is which and which is better? In my opinion, I wouldn't say one is better than the other, but I mean, if you're to ask me to pick a side, I would say honoring your parents is much better. Let me tell you guys a story. Now, when I was in rehab, we had this exercise with a recovery coach. I won't say my recovery coach, but he was technically everyone's recovery coach. So I'm just going to say the recovery coach. Now, the recovery coach told us to I think we were in a session where we were addressing our resentment. And guys, I'm just going to put this out there because I have overcome it in a sense. But um, yeah, he asked us to list things that we resent. And I remember at that time when I was in rehab, I was resenting this particular thing. So the thing that gave me the thing that gave me the guts to bring it out finally, even though I didn't want to like openly talk about it, it's very controversial. Is that one time as the recovery coach was with us in a session, he told us, you could be resenting a person, an institution, for example, obey your parents, what? And I remember that struck something in me, and I was like, yeah, I really do resent obeying my parents. Because for me, a lot of like the obedience I had given them at that time, like obeying my parents, had led me to a place of resentment. And it's not because they were doing things that were actively hurting me. They didn't know. They didn't know. For them, what they did or what they thought at the time is that they were raising me and my brothers according to how they were raised and according to what they think was right. So by no means is this their fault. They didn't know. I could easily tell. So my recovery coach eventually sat down with me on a one-on-one session and he was like, okay, so why do you resent obeying your parents? And then I told him, yeah, it's because, there are certain decisions they like they give me like to whatever to like there are certain decisions I make for my life. There are certain things they tell me to do. And I just don't feel like they resonate with me. But then because the Bible says I have to obey them, I just have to. Because you see, even when my parents were raising us, they mostly, they raised us in the ways of Christ as Christians. The first thing they taught us, obey your parents and you will have a long life on this earth. So I was like, I love life. So I will obey my parents if it means I have to stay alive for as long as I need to. So that is what I told him. Then he told me, you open the Bible. So that's what I did. And he said, and when I opened the Bible, I saw it wasn't obey your parents, it was honor your parents so that you may have a long life on this earth. While there are versions that have changed that word, because the Bible changes versions for some unknown reason. While there are versions that say obey your parents, he told me the initial whatever, I think from King James's version was to honor your parents. And at first I didn't understand what he meant. Then he told me obeying your parent is good. By all means, obey them. But you need to know that it's not a must to obey them. But what is a must to do is honor your parent, honor their sacrifice, honor what they've done in their own life, honor the values they've taught you. And time again, I was at first, when I first heard that, I was like, okay, this doesn't make sense. But then as I've come to grow and like view my parents and understand them, I've come to see that, yeah, it's much better to honor. Obeying may not necessarily be a must. Like, obey them if you must, but it's not a must. So I know that's controversial, but it makes sense. So when you honor them, you learn from the principles they've like either practiced or they've taught you, because in certain situations you're going to look at what they did over what they said. So you honor like those values they teach you. Now, when does being obedient become a problem? Number one, when it drives you from the purpose that God has created for you in your life. Number two, when they're telling you to do things that, quite frankly, do not align like with the right thing to do. Sometimes parents can tell you, steal, go and pimp yourself out for money, like those things. That is when obeying the parent is like not good. But honoring them is you giving them the highest form of respect after God. Because after God, they come in as second to Him. So you obey your parent if you know it's going to lead you in the right path. But if by some random inkling you feel like that ain't right, you have a respectful conversation with them and say, of course, as an adult, I don't know about children, but as an adult, you say, hey, I understand what you're trying to put across the table, but this is also what I am trying to do. This is why I'm doing it. So you're trying to meet them halfway. You're not disrespecting them. You're honoring that these are my parents and they obviously hold a certain caliber in my life. And therefore, I must always like respect that. Because God made them your parents for a reason. Bye, guys. Anyway, that is it for this video. I do not know if I explained the topic well, but it just dawned on me like before I went to sleep. I was like, I have to share it. So if you understood, let me know down in the comment section. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Like the video so that YouTube can push my video out to more people and get views and visibility, guys. Yeah, and comment. Say maybe you didn't understand. I could explain it further in another video. Or if you're confused, let me know down in the comment section. I love you guys. Ciao, Bella. Bye.